Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the ANOVA with your TI. And so we have the data below is the amounts of greenhouse gas emissions from 3 types of vehicles. The measurements are in tons per year, measured as carbon dioxide equivalents. Use a 0.05 significance test to do this. Does this do? So first, our null and hypothesis. Null and alternative for an ANOVA is always the same, which is that either they're all the same or at least one is different. We don't know which one is different without doing a post hoc like a 2-key test. Now, to run this, so I'm going to bring up the data. Okay, so here's my data. Here's my TI. I want to go to this stat menu and I want to go to edit. So stat, edit, and then I'm going to bring up list 1 and then I'm going to put in the data. So 6.7.6, 7.2. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it and I am going to not make you watch me input all this data. Okay, so I've got all the data in here, and so you can see here as I look up here that I have all of type A in list 1, all of type B in list 2, and all of type C in list 3. I would double check these after you put them in. I just did that because it's really easy, obviously, to make a typo. Okay, that's the worst part, I promise. Then what you want to do is you want to go back. So I'm going to quit out of this and I'm going to go to my stat menu again. And by the way, I would quit out. Otherwise, sometimes you end up, it like puts stuff in. So after you finish doing that, so I went to stat, edited list. Then once it's all in, go to second mode and quit. Then I'm going to go back to the stat menu and I want to go over to tests. And at the very bottom of your test here, F, is ANOVA, and this is what you want. So we normally come up and edit. I went all the way over to test, and I went down, 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 or you can go up, up, and it goes to the bottom. But anyways, the very bottom one is ANOVA. I'm going to click on it. Then I have to put my lists in. So now I'm going to do second stat. See above stat it says list. So I'm going to do second stat, and I'm going to click on list 1, and then comma right there. Then I'm going to do second stat for list again. I'm going to go down to list 2. So I'm just putting in how many ever lists. If I had 5 lists, I'd put in each one of them. And you can do up to 6 lists. Okay? And then end parenthesis and then enter. Okay? And then this is your answers to your one-way ANOVA. So coming here, my F value is that top one. So 33.29. And it's going to think about it. Okay? And then my p-value. So my p-value, in this e to the negative 7, that means 7 decimal points down. So this is 0.0000001. So in other words, this is 0.0. It's essentially 0. Now, this is less than our 0.05. So if this was greater than 0.05, I would fail to reject it. But because this is less than 0.05, and it's whatever you set this to, this p-value, it's less than 0.05, so I'm going to reject the null hypothesis. We can conclude that the type of vehicle does appear to affect it. And that's my answer. So when you do this in a TI, the hardest part is going to be just the tedium of inputting it into the list. Once it's input into the list, and I'm going to clear this off. Once you input it into the list, and it's this edit function, you can go down, you put as many you want. You can see here I've got lists 4, 5, so you can keep a couple in here. Then you're going to go back to stat, and over in test is your ANOVA. And I think there probably is a way to change the significance level, but for the most part, we always use 0.05. And really what that matters for is your F value and things like that. So, but I think you could manually change that. You'd put it in with your other ones. But for a 0.05 test, which is what we're doing here, that's how you do it. And so the you need this button. You need both the stat button and then the second stat for the list to get those list 1, list 2, and list 3.